Okay, there's a saying in the popular parlors that I get and be follow the property. I don't know whether you've heard of that before, but sometimes that's really the story of many when it comes to wealth creation. Some people used to be very rich, used to be very wealthy, used to be very, very prominent. In fact, there was a guy that went viral recent, how he used to be very, very wealthy. And one of these influencers used him as example of how you can mismanage whatever fund you think is in abundance right now. And you literally use the money. So my name still remains Okpe Uluwa Uni. If you don't build structure to manage your wealth, other people will create agenda for your wealth. So always have an agenda for your money, or else other people will create an agenda for your wealth. So in building system, structure, and capacity for your wealth, we are going to be looking at, today is the part 3, and hopefully this might not be the last part. Okay, so as there's quite a number of areas that I really want to touch, but I'll see how God help us to be able to touch some of those areas, and we'll see how well we make progress. Okay, so whatever you are building requires structure to carry it, physically, spiritually, whatever you are doing, it requires structure to carry it. So you need to pay attention to the game of structure, to the systems, to the proceedings, whether you have a business. Because most of the time, when it comes to wealth creation, you develop the product, you now have a business that is you are using to create income, creating wealth, diversifying, putting things together for the future, and all of those things. So those are the realities and all of that. So what I will now be touching on today is that I'll be looking at something that I believe will help us a great deal when it comes to creating wealth, and not just creation of wealth, sustainable wealth creation. Maybe I should use that word, sustainable wealth creation, because if you don't create structure around the wealth that you are creating, it can grow wings and literally fly away. So whatever you are building requires a structure to carry it. So, and for every one of us, what wealth means to Mr. A is not what wealth means to Mr. B. So it's always good for you to define what is wealth to you and what is wealth to you part time. That's another thing. What is wealth to you and what is wealth to you part time? For me, what is wealth to me might not be what is wealth to you. Okay, somebody, I remember many years ago, we had our CEO, my mentor, was always asking, okay, what's your plan for the new year? And sometimes he doesn't do that again, but when the company was very, very young, then he would ask us what's the plan for the new year. And somebody said his plan as at 2012 to 2013 was to own a BlackBerry. Even what he plans to own is not in existence again, has gone out of extinction. So imagine, so for someone like that, a whole year, the operation, the goal, the agenda is to own a BlackBerry. So don't be surprised when some people say, 1 million is enough. I'll be okay. I'll feed my family. I'll be nice. I'll be that and all of that. So, so you need to define it. Is it 1 billion? Is it ability to make? For me, often wealth is your ability to make money that can take care of you without you working. So that means you will have developed system, structure, and capacity to do that. So even if you are going to be working, you are working because you want to work, not because there is a need for you to work. Okay, so you need to define that. Then now establish a process. You need to establish a process. But before you establish a process, there is something that we usually shy away from that is very, very important. That is, you need to do a SWOT analysis for yourself, for your business, or but most of the time it's for yourself because most of the time our personality usually reflects in the business that we build, in the structures and systems that we build. So it usually reflects. So you need to do a SWOT analysis. So what's a SWOT? So you need to do what is your strength, what are your weaknesses, and what are the opportunities based on your weakness. So I'm the outgoing person and all of those things. So opportunities that there's always going to be tendency that you meet new people, right? So what are the weaknesses? Most of the time, people that are outgoing like that, they often don't have time for personal development. So you need to define a way that you want to um, find a way to personally develop yourself, okay? And what are the threats? So, for instance, if because of your personality, let's say, for instance, you're an MC, for instance, you need to ask yourself critical questions. So, what are going to be the threats to this industry that I want to use to create wealth? And you need to tell yourself the truth so that you will be able to know, okay, with this route or the trajectory that I'm going through, will I really be able to make something meaningful out of my life? And you need to really, really, really tell yourself the truth. Okay, is there a future? I hope I'm not entering an industry that some people are running away from because that is very, very, very important. So conduct the SWOT analysis. So after conducting your SWOT analysis, then you now need to establish a process. So the process is very, very important because these are the process that knowing your strengths, your weaknesses, and all of those things, you now be able to conduct a process. Okay, at this very point in time, I'm a one-man business. But in this one-man business, we do 1 to 10 things. Out of these 1 to 10 things, my strength is 1 to 4. 6 to 10 is actually, or 5 to 10 is actually my weakness. So what do you do with your weakness? Which you take on us to the next point. After developing process for the 1 to 10, you will now align and collaborate in the area of those weaknesses. Don't focus to develop yourself in the area of those weaknesses. No, that's the hard way. Focus and develop yourself in the area of strength and align and collaborate in the area of your weaknesses. When I mean by align and collaborate, it could be staffing, it could be partnership, it could be a lot of things. But a lot of people don't see staffing as collaboration. That's actually the definition of staffing going forward. It's actually a collaboration. So in that area of weaknesses. So you align yourself with somebody, with a system, technology, process, or you are aligned with people, leverage, and all of those things. So those are the areas you align yourself with. Then you now define your growth. You define your growth. Definition of your growth is very, very important. So how do I now grow? So how do I now grow? So you define a growth plan because you know where you are going, you know your weakness and strength, you now define a growth plan. For instance, now, if your destination is $1 million and you sell a product of $1 million, that means you need to sell to 1 million people, or you need to sell it 1 million times, or you probably even need to sell it 10,000 times because maybe so that you can cover to be able to save up to $1 million. Maybe you are putting the $1 million into real estate that will now be giving you 10% per annum. So that growth plan is very, 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 very important. So the next thing we are going to be looking at is how you now um, the process, and this process will cover developing the growth plan and all of those things because it's really, really, really the most important part. That developing the growth plan is really, really the most important part. So as I round up on this very part, note that wealth creation is a gradual process that requires discipline and a proactive approach or approaches. Okay, my name still remains Okwe Oluwa Oni. So stay inspired, remain blessed. You can win. Don't let anybody tell you that you cannot win. Bye for now.